military members in uniform should render a salute on the first note of ruffles and flourishes and the national anthem. During the national anthem, our civilian guests should place their hand over their heart. Veterans may also render a military salute to the flag or place their hand over their heart. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, please remain at your seats until the official party departs. Thank you. Members of the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, distinguished visitors, and honored guests, good morning. I am Master Sergeant Chad DeWilliams, and on behalf of today's presiding officer, General Mike Minahan, Commander, Air Mobility Command, welcome to today's change of command. Today, the reins of responsibility and leadership for the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center will pass from Major General John Klein to Brigadier General Stephen Snelson. Simultaneously, we will be recognizing the change of responsibilities from Chief Master Sergeant Courtney Freeman to Chief Master Sergeant Dennis Fusilier as the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center Senior Enlisted Leader. Our change of command ceremony is a time-honored military tradition deeply rooted in history and dates back to the time of Frederick the Great of Prussia. During that period, military organizations developed flags unique to their unit with specialized colors and designs. When the soldiers followed their leader into battle, their flag was used to provide a very visible point around which members of the unit could rally during the conflict. To this flag, both commander and soldiers of a unit would dedicate their loyalty, trust, and allegiance. The formal change of command ceremony afforded these troops the opportunity to witness a new leader assuming the dutiful position. Included in today's event, we will also have a change of responsibility ceremony. This ceremony serves the function of rendering honors to the departed senior enlisted leader and providing official recognition for the transfer of responsibility to the incoming senior enlisted leader. The ceremony reinforces the authority of non-commissioned officers in the Air Force and highlights their support to the chain of command. The formation today is comprised of the men and women of the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, representing airmen from across the command standing proudly in defense of our nation, both at home and abroad, executing the command's mission daily to provide rapid global mobility, delivering the right effects to the right place at the right time. 14,000 United States Air Force Expeditionary Center airmen stand at the ready. Their mission spans the globe, operating around the clock in 42 locations across 24 countries, integrating global air mobility support, installation support, contingency response, and building partnership capacity, delivering air power from the ground up. The commander of airmen for today's ceremony is Colonel Scott Wiederholt, Deputy Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center. Bearing the center flag is Chief Master Sergeant Courtney Freeman. At this time, please stand for the arrival of our official party, the playing of ruffles and flourishes, presentation of command, the national anthem sung by Senior Airman Braden Sayers, and invocation by Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Jans.
dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Honor Guard and Senior Airman Sayers. Chaplain Jans, please offer the invocation.
I invite you to join me in a word of prayer. Great and loving God, you are the Lord and giver of life. In the midst of change and transitions, you are the changeless one. Thanks for your daily blessings to each of us and for being our steadfast. As he completes this command tour, we are thankful for his tenacity, drive, and wisdom in leading the Global Air Mobility Support System, the 5 wings, 2 groups, and the Expeditionary Operations School with its advanced ready training, mobility, and multi-MAGCOM-centered training courses. Bless Major General Klein, Angie, and Megan richly as they move on to the Pentagon for his next chapter of service as the Assistant Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations. As Brigadier General Stephen Snelson assumes command, we ask your favor upon him, Catherine, Alexandra, and Caroline. Give him strength, wisdom, and the endurance necessary as he leads the EC Enterprise with airmen in 20 time zones in these next years. We also pray for our MAGCOM leader as General Mike Minahan nears the end of his career shot clock with his vibrant leadership of our Air Mobility Command. We pray your blessings and following winds as he presses on into the next chapter, wherever service to God and country may take him and his family. Finally, we pray for all those who are deployed and flying, serving away from their families. Keep them safe as they do their duty until they're back in our midst again. Bless now our continued service together as we build air power from the ground up, from the flight line to the front line. In the name of him who is the beginning and the end, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Jans. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are honored to introduce the family members in attendance today. The spouse of the commander, Mrs. Angie Klein. The Klein's daughter, Megan. General Klein's mother-in-law, Mrs. Annalyn Stokes. The spouse of the incoming commander, Mrs. Catherine Snelson. The Snelson's daughter, Alexandra and Caroline. Distinguished visitors attending today are former Commander, Air Mobility Warfare Center, Lieutenant General Retired Christopher Kelly. The Command Chief, Air Mobility Command, Chief Master Sergeant Jamie Newman. The outgoing Command Chief, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Chief Master Sergeant Courtney Freeman and his wife, Rebecca. the incoming Command Chief, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Chief Master Sergeant Dennis Fusilier, and his wife, Senior Master Sergeant Amber Fusilier, with daughter Michaela. The United States Air Force Expeditionary Center Honorary Commander, Mr. Jim Swanson. The Deputy Director, Burlington County Board of Commissioners, Mr. Daniel O'Connell. The spouse of the Deputy Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Mrs. Pam Wiederholt. Finally, we would like to extend a warm welcome to all senior leaders and senior enlisted leaders from the Expeditionary Center Enterprise and from across the Joint Base, our civic leaders, co-workers, family members, and special friends of General Klein and General Snelson. Thank you all for attending today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Commander, Air Mobility Command, General Mike Minahan.
All right, happy Friday. Giddy up. Did I hear thunder? Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. That is awesome. Chaps, get up here for a quick sec. Right there. 32 years, retired yesterday. God bless you, brother. Round of applause, man. All right, all right. I wrote down, so this is what happens when you're me, is speechwriter does neat, nice, typed out, well thought out stuff, and then I do this, crazy thoughts, all right? So I'm gonna share some crazy thoughts. You know, first of all, we brought the rain. So Tuesday in St. Louis, we had biblical rain. We had Build an Ark rain, and so I heard you guys need it here, so we fit it in the C-21, so everybody should be thrilled about that. It's a treat, personally and professionally, for Chief Newman and I to be here. We've had multiple rounds here, you know, especially me, as I'm getting close, as the chap said, I'm getting close to the retirement here in about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on who you talk to. You know, to have been here multiple times and be around this team, it struck me on my run this morning. You know, there is not a base on the planet that screams mobility like this one. Let me repeat that. There is not a base on the planet that screams mobility like this one. And first and foremost, it's a comment on our community partners that surround this base. So it doesn't matter if you're from here, it doesn't matter what your hometown is. When you show up here, this is your hometown, and all the communities around McGuire put a warm embrace around our airmen and their families, and we owe the communities a round of applause. Thank you very much. It's a treat to be here because of the four wings, four mighty wings that span every facet of AMC's mission. And, you know, there's a total force aspect to it. There's all the missions aspect to it. There's an air base wing. There's two wings. It's just incredible. Turn around real quick and look what I'm looking at. I mean, that is a statement right there of Air Force exceptionalism. That's a statement on mobility exceptionalism. And that's a statement on America right there. And so this venue is stunning, and it's a treat to be here. The toys that surround us are incredible. This location is historic in terms of America and certainly in terms of aviation. So it's cool to be back here. And then I think it's appropriate to say, you know, we were talking about it a little bit in the back room. You know, some AMC commanders don't have the honor to do one change of command for the EC, and here I am having done the second one today. What a treat that is as well. And so to be able to come back here to do two change of commands, to be here for the medal presentation that we did a little over a year ago was cool. So there's just a whole good vibe going on here. But the most important thing we have here is we have all our family and friends, and we're surrounded by people that we love and respect. As busy as things are, we can never not take the time to let the people that we serve with know we love and respect them, and that we dedicate some of the precious time that we have to make sure that they know that. And that is certainly one of those occasions. And I just think Chief's buying a beer for everybody, is that's what I just heard. So that's a long way for me to say I'm savoring the moment. There's a lot of isms that I have each and every day, but as I approach being Mr. Minahan, My isms are I'm getting more weepy, which is hard for an Irishman to do, get more weepy than I already am. I certainly have this nesting complex where I want to make sure that the person taken after me has it better and certainly is teed up for success. And then the last one is I lose control of time, especially when I'm talking. So I promise there's going to be a weekend in here somewhere as soon as I'm done with this 48 pages. All right, now to the deliberate, wonderful prose that Jocelyn helped me with. Good morning and happy Friday. The fact that the weekend is upon us is not lost on me, so I will not take too much of your time, but today is important. Thank you for letting me steal a few minutes to talk about this great organization, its airmen, these two remarkable men on stage, and their wonderful families. The EC is a unique organization. It has continuously evolved since its founding in 1978. It began as an airlift operation under Military Airlift Command. And since then, it has broadened its training mission and expanded its scope to become the prestigious center of excellence that it is today, culminating in many great responsibilities in support of the Air Force's expeditionary needs and AMC's global mission. I'm going to reiterate what I said at the last EC change of command. The 24/7, 365 mission of this enterprise takes no pause as the sun never sets on the EC's global reach and global power projection. As I look out at the faces of the amazing women and men of the EC, I am reminded of your tenacity and grit over the last 2 years for Speedy, the last 3 years for me, and the last 45 years for America. And that is due to the varsity level airmen and the varsity level leadership in this command. You put the rapid in rapid global mobility. You are the foundation of America's might. You are the foundation of America's compassion. And you are the foundation of America's tenacity. I've said it before, airmen are the magic, and the airmen of the EC are the most versatile professionals in our Air Force. And let me repeat that. The airmen of the EC are the most versatile professionals in our Air Force. You integrate with multiple countries, integrate with multiple militaries, and integrate across multiple contingencies at the same time. You integrate the Joint Force, you integrate allies and partners, and you integrate cross-MAGCOMs. But the best way to describe the EC is to highlight some of what you've accomplished over the last 2 years. Airmen of the 734th AMS in Guam were the lifeline for supplies on the island for the first and most critical days following Hurricane Marwar, saving American lives. The 571st and the 818th MSASs, airmen conducted shoulder-to-shoulder flying operations alongside the Paraguayan Air Force, strengthening international relationships and building cooperation through emergency response tactics, techniques, and procedures. Airmen in the 721st Aerial Port Squadron at Ramstein codified the term multi-capable airmen when they applied their TCCC training to save an injured passenger's life. And this year, the 43rd Air Mobility Ops Group executed the first Storm Flag exercise, AMC's newest joint exercise focusing on cargo and personnel delivery and preparing and leading the joint team for employment against great powers at the tempo required to win. Cyber and maintenance warriors from the 725th Air Mobility Squadron collaborated with our industry partners to experiment with next-generation technology, the HoloLens, an augmented reality headset tool to increase capabilities and connectivity for deployed air mobility teams and geographically separated units, demonstrating that this technology can leverage the expertise of one individual over 9,000 miles away. And just this last May, contingency response airmen were in Haiti, supporting and delivering logistics and cargo to aid the multinational security mission. And here at Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst, at the Expeditionary Operations School, our most talented instructors impart their contingency wisdom and expertise on the next generation of leaders. I rest easy knowing that the airmen of the EC are all over the world right now projecting air power, ensuring peer adversaries feel that power. You, the men and women of the EC, your professionalism and skill are how we will continue to generate lethality from the ground up today and every day. Today we are here to transition leadership of this exceptional organization between two Hall of Fame mobility airmen, transferring the joys and challenges of command from Major General Speedy Klein to Brigadier General Steve Nelson. Before we continue, I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to the team that organized the event and made it look so easy. To the project officers, the protocol team, the honor guard, the narrator, the chaplain, and those working behind the scenes, thank you. Outstanding job. Round of applause, please. All right, Braden, I'm picking on you next. You get right here. Thank you for honoring America's fight song in the fashion you did, Defender. That was amazing, brother. Round of applause. I'm surprised he's still here. I thought he'd be on the gate by now. I'd also like to recognize all of the distinguished visitors here today and certainly the community leaders. Thank you for taking the time to witness and honor and celebrate this long-standing military tradition, the passing of the Guidon. To the Klein family and the Klein family and friends, behind every great commander is a great family, and it's really above every great commander, beside every great commander is a great family. Angie, Michael, Amber, Sam, Megan, and the best mother-in-law on the planet, Annalyn. Thank you for being all in on Speedy's command. I'd also like to recognize and thank your father-in-law, the late Colonel Bud Stokes, for his physical and now spiritual role in your calling. Your entire family's dedication to our nation is unparalleled, and I am confident that your unwavering devotion will flourish as your family continues to serve. Steve and family, welcome aboard and welcome back. It's been a few years since you've been here, 11 to be exact. Alexandra and Caroline, I understand that you were excited to be back in a state where you now have 4 seasons, including a monsoon season. And I got a chance to talk to all the military kids in the back. And I'll tell you, as a military brat myself, we don't thank these kids enough for what they do. They're each on multiple schools. 2 here are going in juniors, which means they're splitting high schools. And what you do for this nation cannot be thanked enough. And we owe all the military brats here today, especially these families, a round of applause. You are amazing. Catherine, you bring immense credibility to the mission, both as an airman and as a spouse. I look forward to seeing your impact across the EC. Alexandra and Caroline, thank you for lending us your dad, and welcome back to the Air Mobility Command family. Steve, we're excited to have you, and we're proud of your role in CENTCOM as the first mobility airman to be the Deputy 3, as well as the first 1-star in CENTCOM history to be the Deputy J3, the Deputy J4, and the Deputy J5. He's that awesome. We're excited for you to be back in AMC. I have the absolute and utmost confidence that you are the right person at the right time for this command. Steve's record and reputation speak for themselves. He has the credibility as an officer, as a pilot, and as a leader. His experience as an operator and his brilliant mind as a planner are the reasons he was chosen for this job. From flying C-17s to serving as a political military planner in the Pentagon to working as an aide to COMPACAF and running the Afghan logistics as the CENTCOM Deputy Director of Operation. He is who we need now. We need leaders who understand the complexities of the Indo-PACOM AOR, who will embrace the tyranny of the urgent, the tyranny of distance, the tyranny of water, and remind our adversaries that we have the airmen that can deliver deterrence and decisive victory anywhere, anytime. With vast experience and expertise from multiple MAGCOMs and AORs, Steve has what it takes to lead the EC, to manage a force that can handle the pacing challenge. The exact right person to command the Expeditionary Center at this time. Steve, what I need from you is to take this already amazing organization to the next level. They have done incredible things, and there is more to do. I challenge the AMAUs to be more CR-like and the CR to be more SOF-like, as demonstrated by the efforts in Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, Chad, Niger, and Haiti. Be the leader who looks back and knows that you did everything to make your airmen successful and then therefore took care of the mission. You will lead the organization that maximizes expeditionary combat support assets in meeting these emerging missions. It is no question that we need our MAF to be 100% connected, and the EC is leading Air Mobility Command in that effort. You will operate in contested environments where connectivity is not assured. Keep innovating, problem solving, and using your resources while we work to support your airmen. Speedy said it best: the airmen are ready, and they will succeed. So continue forging warrior hearts. As always, we will look to the EC to bridge the gap and accomplish what others simply cannot do. I have no doubt that you and this team are the right airmen at the right place and the right time. It's all about air power from the ground up. Speedy, thank you again for your fantastic command. Thank you for accepting the challenge I gave you 2 years ago and taking the Expeditionary Center to new heights, empowering our airmen and leading them boldly, focusing on culture and reminding the team that if we don't show up, then nothing gets done. Speedy, on behalf of the airmen of the EC and the AMC Enterprise, thank you and your awesome family. The achievements of this team under your leadership and guidance are inspiring. You'll hear more about these achievements in the medal presentation in a few moments, but we all know Ukraine, Israel, Haiti, Gaza, Chad, Niger, POTUS, and so many more were and are not possible without EC magic. Your team led AMC, your team led the Joint Force, and your team leads America. The EC is better thanks to your family's unwavering and dedicated leadership. I know that you're going to blame it all on your airmen, and you're right, it's their fault. The awesomeness in the EC is on the airmen's shoulders. They are amazing, and so are you. I'm excited for the next adventure on your Air Force journey. Thank you, Angie, for being 100% all in, as usual. Your incredible heart and fostering connection amongst other spouses, your work as the Wing Command Team Course mentor, and involvement in the Airman Dorm Dinners are just a few reasons why Team Klein is so powerful. Megan, going into her junior year, I thanked you before when you came here, but I'm thanking you again on behalf of all of us and to all military brats. This assignment would have not been successful without your support. Thank you for your patience and for going with the flow on the next assignment. Angie and Megan, thank you. Your service and sacrifice are not lost on me. Speedy, great job. Now go enjoy that much-deserved, I rewrote it, 3-ship redneck regatta that you're going to do in Tennessee. It's going to be awesome. Steve, AMC welcomes you home. I'm excited to see where you will take the EC in the next 2 years. You are the right person to lead this command. Catherine, I return to Scott knowing that the spouses and families, and the families here specifically, are in incredibly good hands, and thank you for your leadership in advance. Team Snelson, thank you for accepting the challenge and for your continued service and sacrifice as you begin another command tour. I preside over this ceremony with gratitude and excitement, thankful for Team Klein leaving it all on the field and their absolute dedication to command, and to the complete, and I mean complete, confidence that I have for the future of the EC and the team worthy of the responsibility to lead it. It's all about air power from the ground up, and it's all about EC Airmen. All right, Steve, you're up. I look forward to serving alongside of you. Let's go.
Thank you, General Minahan. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Distinguished Service Medal to General Klein. Attention to orders. The President of the United States of America, authorized by an act of Congress on July 9th, 1918 awards the Distinguished Service Medal to Major General John M. Klein, Jr. for exceptionally meritorious service in a duty of great responsibility. General Klein distinguished himself as Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst, New Jersey, from 17 August 2022 to 12 July 2024. During this period, General Klein's leadership ensured the readiness of 5 wings, 2 groups, and the Expeditionary Operations School across 42 locations, supporting joint services, allies, and partners. During his command, he advanced the Secretary of Air Force's re-optimization for great power competition by driving 2 annual campaign plans to organize, train, and equip next-generation global air mobility support system forces. He executed several command firsts, including Joint Base Charleston's Air Force Force Generation, Certification, and Deployment supporting United States Central Command operations, establishing the Storm Flag Exercise Series, and validating the first formal air mobility teams near Mobility Guardian 2023. Finally, General Klein led the Air Force's global en route and contingency response forces supporting joint force maneuver operations, including in Ukraine, Israel, Haiti, and Niger. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of General Klein reflect the highest credit upon himself, the United States Air Force, and the Department of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Major General John Klein.
All right, I think I need to move this down. Not quite that tall. Hey, it is beautiful out there after all the heat that we have had. Thank you, sir, for bringing this. It's refreshing, absolutely refreshing. So, wow. Today's surreal, extremely surreal. So, bear with me here. 2 years ago, I stood on this stage with 696 days of command in front of me. And I said, let's go. And you did. Knowing how fleeting that this time and this opportunity is. And so, man, it goes fast, as I constantly remind my command teams. I really don't think that there's much more to be said at this point than thank you. So my remarks are going to focus on that. Simply my deep, deep gratitude for the opportunity to command this impressive enterprise and to serve alongside 14,000 amazing airmen and their families. First, these are huge events to put on. And I think this is at least the 5th change of command, change of responsibility, or retirement this week in this hangar alone. And there's been others. It's been Super Bowl week for protocol and everybody who touches these events. So, to the team who put all of this together, thank you so much. To the planners, led by Captain Camden Scoggin, very impressive young logistics readiness officer who's been working on the EC staff for the past year as a Phoenix mobility officer. You can load this girl up, and she just shoulders more. So Camden, thank you for your leadership. Thank you to your entire team, including Heidi Malkowski and the protocol warriors who've been getting it done this week. So well done. Thank you. Chaplain Jans, thank you. I'm glad that you gave the invocation. And, despite retiring yesterday, okay, thank you. That meant a lot, and it means a lot with your history over the last 4 years with the Expeditionary Center. So, right guy. Honor Guard, Master Sergeant Dew Williams, awesome job. Senior Airman Sayers, amazing. Somehow you know how to work the acoustics in here, and you hit it. I heard you multiple times this week, and you've been awesome. Senior Airman Batista, our prof. Nobody ever thanks the proffers, right? So thank you for being part of this. I know you've done multiple events this week too. And to our escorts, thank you, the whole team. To our community leaders, military affairs committees, elected representatives, honorary commanders, thank you so much. General Kelly, as a former Mobility Warfare Center commander, it means a lot to have you here, sir. Thank you so much. You know, JBMDL is a bright spot on the global map of community support. And as one of you recently said, Jersey sticks with you. So we're not leaving Jersey. We're taking it with us. To our own EC, Honorary Commander, Jim Swanson, thank you so much for the support of our airmen and what they do. And thank you for your everyday support of the veterans who continue to serve in your ranks at Johnson & Johnson. Thank you, sir. To our joint partners, joint basing may be awkward and cumbersome structurally and organizationally at times, but what an opportunity to learn about each other's service cultures, to train how we will fight jointly. The joint team here has been just exceptional, so thank you. And I'll come back to talking about our command teams and our airmen. So let me bring it up here to the stage. General Minahan, sir, thank you. I'm grateful to you, Lieutenant General Reed, your predecessors, General Van Ovis and Lieutenant General Robinson, for granting me and offering me the opportunity and this privilege of command. You know, I had the advantage of having served as the vice commander here a few years prior, and the advantage of having worked for you for a year before as your chief of staff. And that gave me a running head start. And a running head start to where this command needed to go and how it could serve AMC's Rapid Global Mobility mission. I'm grateful to have served during this key period in AMC history under your command, to learn by your example, to witness and be part of a sea change in the mobility enterprise. You've moved mountains. You've influenced thousands and thousands. You've inspired a mindset and cultural change within the mobility air forces. And you've encouraged a generation of young mobility leaders and shown them what right looks like, which means your legacy will live on for quite some time. Sir, thank you to your staff up at AMC. This enterprise has enjoyed support and advocacy like I've never seen before under your leadership. My thanks to you and them for understanding that there is no air mobility without air mobility support, and that the global air mobility support system needs to be a first thought, not an afterthought. Thank you for understanding that. Thank you for inspiring your staff in the Air Operations Center for understanding that. It's been an honor, a privilege, and an incredibly fortunate and timely opportunity to serve under your command, so thank you, sir. Angie and I wish you and Ms. Ashley the best as you move on from AMC and hang up the spurs this fall. I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention my gratitude for the partnership I've shared with my sister Numbered Air Force. Major General Martin at 18th Air Force has been an awesome teammate, and the command teaming that I've witnessed between his wings and groups and ours has been eye-watering. I'm thankful for his partnership and his friendship and his leadership at 18th Air Force. So I hope that you all caught that this is not just a change of command ceremony, that it's also a change of responsibility ceremony. for the keepers, the stewards of the command flag and all that it symbolizes. There are command chiefs on this stage. We've incorporated the Command Chief Master Sergeant change of responsibility into this ceremony to recognize the Command Chief's critical role in the leadership of the command and to affirm that role as the Chief of Chiefs. The men you see on this stage are not just respective commanders and command chiefs. We're respective command teams, implying that we lead together as one. It's a great tradition, and I'm glad to see that the Air Force has adopted it. Chief Newman, so glad General Minahan brought his battle buddy today. The other half of the AMC command team, thank you for being here. Thank you for your leadership and example. Thank you for taking care of my chief and for the senior enlisted mentorship that you've provided me. You are extremely good for this command. General Minahan got it right when he hired you, so thank you. To my chief, Chief Master Sergeant Courtney Freeman, the best chief I've ever worked for and with, the real deal, and the better half of our command team. I could not have asked for a better partner in this gig. And I am grateful for his leadership, his mentorship, his counsel, his bird dogging, and his friendship. We have all been inspired and blessed to have him fill the critical role as our command chief. Though he has already moved on to his next job within the Air Force Secretariat at the Pentagon, there was nobody else that I was going to have hand me the flag before I gave it up and relinquished command. Courtney and Becky Freeman could not have been a better fit for John and Angie Klein. So thank you, Chief and Becky. Well done. There's another command team on this stage who will soon grip the flag that Chief Freeman and I are handing over. I know General Snelson will have a few words about Chief Fusilier and his wife Amber, but please let me just say this. Steve, you picked the right command chief. With Chief Freeman's early transition, I've had the opportunity to spend a few weeks with Chief Fusilier, and he's the real deal too. And he's going to serve this command extremely well. I was thrilled to learn that General Steve Snelson was to be my replacement. Y'all gonna love him. His sweet wife, Catherine, and their girls. And believe me, you're getting an upgrade. He's smarter, he's funnier, and he's most certainly better looking. Now, you all need to know, this is not the first time he has backfilled me in a job. He was also my immediate replacement at the CENTCOM Deployment and Distribution Operations Center, CDDOC, at a deployed location in Southwest Asia. I handed him the reins on July 23rd, 2021. And less than a month earlier, we had completed Orderly Retrograde 74, or OR 74, closing down all but one of our operating locations in Afghanistan, that one being Kabul. So in a minute, he's going to get up here and try to poke some fun and tell you that I did the easy part and that he was the guy who had the really heavy lift, who really closed down Afghanistan. And that might be true, but I'll just say it was all running smooth until I handed it over. So just saying, Steve. And he'll probably have some joke about a looming world catastrophe that I'm leaving him to solve coming into this job. Again, it's all running smooth, Steve. So just in case the world needs saving, trust that you have the best airmen on the planet that will get it done. Angie, Megan, and I wish you, Catherine, and the girls all the best as you step into this role. Blessings as you take the flag. And I'm here to tell you, you are stepping into the best GO gig in the Air Force. You're going to have a ball. Just don't blink, buy some good luggage, and cherish every moment. To my command teams, and that includes all my deputy commanders, for those who've graduated, and those who've just stepped into the job. It has been such a joy to work with you. I've been nothing short of blessed. It's been pure delight to watch you lead your airmen in your wings and groups. And I foresee more great days ahead for this enterprise because of your leadership and your dedication and your vision. I challenge you to continue forging warrior hearts, doing the foundational things and the hard things that prepare our airmen for war. Continue the pursuit of aligning the EC mission sets in order to synergize even more. And continue campaigning through this era of great power competition and continuously moving the enterprise forward and optimizing it for what it may be called upon to do. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you for the honor of commanding alongside you. To my family, they are my greatest attribute, and you all have been blessed to get to know them the way I know them. In our home, a command job is family business, and it's a team effort, and we do this shoulder to shoulder. Let me first call out not the best mother-in-law on the planet, the best mother-in-law in the universe, Annalyn, an Air Force spouse of 28 years herself, and I was doing fine until you mentioned Bud, sir. I'm just grateful to have his mentorship, and I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't have that throughout the vast majority of my career. So grateful. Annalyn, thank you. I had 314 days of travel in this job. Angie was able to join me for some of that while visiting units and attending command team conferences. And Annalyn stepped into that gap to come watch her daughter and to keep the home fires burning. We could not have done this without her. Annalyn, thank you for enabling our availability to this command and our airmen and their families. We have 2 older boys, but we only have 1 left at home. Megan now gets all of mom and dad's love and attention, and I know she just loves that. But like most military kids, she doesn't realize how different our life is. The demands of the job mean we can't give all we would like to give our families. It has to be balanced. And military kids are absolutely awesome. They serve too. You know, Megan's mother is the most caring and understanding person I know. And Megan, you're just like your mom in that respect. I'm so proud of you for who you are. Thank you for your understanding and your support. That understanding and support transcends your mother and I. Your support and understanding touches all 14,000 of the airmen and their families that have been under our care. So thank you, sweetie. I love you. To my bride, you know, last night at our farewell event, I got to hear multiple people characterize Angie as a connector. And while I knew that, I hadn't thought of it in that term before. But yes, that's an absolutely great word for what she does. She brings people together and creates connection for families, for our family, for the neighborhood, for communities, for the staff, for our command teams. And she's really, really good at it. It's just who she is. So, babe, thanks for another dance through the minefields. Thank you for all your understanding. There was a lot of it. This job has been pure joy because I got to do it with you by my side. Thank you. I love you. In closing, I know you've been waiting to hear those words. This has been the best 2-star job in the Air Force. It has been the highlight of our career, and it has been a pure joy, a pure privilege to command the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center these past 2 years. We've accomplished a tremendous amount, produced a massive volume of mission. But there's only one reason we've been able to do that, and that's our airmen. They did it, and they are the best on the planet. To our airmen, you are the magic. You are the foundation of rapid global mobility, which means you're the essence of global reach for our nation. Nobody else on this planet can do what AMC does. Absolutely nobody. And that's because of you. And you volunteered for this. You put on the uniform. You put yourselves in harm's way. You do the hard things that no one else will do. You sacrifice a simpler, less complicated life. All for your country, your fellow countrymen, for a mission, for a purpose bigger than yourselves and our way of life as Americans. You are the magic. It's been the honor of a lifetime and a career to serve alongside you. And it's been an honor to lead you. With my deepest, deepest gratitude, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, General Klein. At this time, General Klein will receive his final salute as Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center. Mrs. Klein, on behalf of the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, please accept this small token of our appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the official change of command with change of responsibility. Attention to order. Department of the Air Force, and by direction of the Commander, Air Mobility Command, General Mike Minahan, Major General John M. Klein, Jr. relinquishes command of the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center to Brigadier General Stephen P. Snelson, effective 12 July 2024. Signed, General Mike Minahan. Chief Master Sergeant Freeman is hereby relieved of his duties, and Chief Master Sergeant Fusilier assumes the duties and responsibilities of Command Chief, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center. It is my pleasure to introduce the command team, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, Brigadier General Stephen Snelson and Chief Master Sergeant Dennis Fusilier. General Snelson, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you all very much. General Minahan mentioned it. It's been 11 years since I was on this very same stage in this same exact hangar, and it really does feel like a homecoming. And it's great to be back at JBMDL. You know, we're thrilled to be a part of this amazing community, especially during a week this busy. So thanks to our distinguished leaders, as well as all of our civic leaders. I'm looking forward to meeting and working with you. It's also great to rejoin this joint team of warfighters and mission partners that make up the Team MDL. And finally, it's great to be back in the Air Force, and it's great to be back in Air Mobility Command. As General Minahan mentioned, I spent the last 3 years in a joint assignment down at U.S. Central Command, and you definitely appreciate the knowledge and experience during that time, but it also makes you realize there is nothing like being a part of the world's greatest Air Force. I really do feel like this is a homecoming, sir. So with that, I have a few quick thank yous, and then we'll get off the stage and get to work. So first, thanks to the entire EC staff, Protocol 87 305th. Thank you all very much for putting together a terrific event. You have made this first class and absolutely unforgettable for me and my family, so thank you so much. General Minahan, sir, thank you for this opportunity and for your trust. When we all finish command and you hand over that guidon, you just never know whether it's going to be the last time and whether you're going to have the privilege to command again or not. So, sir, I'm humbled to have this opportunity, and there is no other job in the Air Force I would want right now. Thank you, sir. We won't let you down. Major General Klein, thanks to you and Angie for literally the best handover we've ever had. I'd say the only other handover that was as thorough, as you mentioned, was when I replaced you in Kuwait back in 2021. Now, I do remember as we were going through, he was telling me all the different particulars of the job, the personalities, but then he said a very poignant thing. He said, "Hey, Steve, Afghanistan, it's not going great, but it should be okay for a while." Then about 2 weeks later, we began the world's largest air evacuation in history. So as you said there, Speedy, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me? Okay. Catherine and I appreciate you and Angie, your time, your graciousness, and just your investment in our success. We wish you guys the best of luck, and thank you. It's very obvious that EC is on solid footing because of you and your time and your effort, so thank you all. To our new teammates, Chief and Senior Master Sergeant Fusilier, thank you for coming on this next journey. Chief, for over 28 years, you've served our Airmen and Air Force and done so with dedication, humility, and empathy. During our interview, I asked Chief, I said, "Hey, did you always want to be a command chief as you were coming up through the ranks?" And unhesitatingly, Chief said, "Oh no." And yet, he said it's the best job in the Air Force because there is nothing like mentoring commanders and chiefs. Clearly, I've won the wingman lottery with you, Amber, and our awesome DCOM, Colonel Scott Wiederholt, and his wife, Pam. To my family, our incredible daughters, Alexander and Caroline, no service member, past, present, or future, will have more intelligent, hardworking, funny, caring, brilliant, beautiful daughters by their sides. Your mom and I are so fortunate and proud to have you. And to my spectacular wife, Catherine, dear, no one ever calls military life easy. And considering you've served the Air Force every day of your life, first as an Air Force kid, then as an Air Force officer, and now as an Air Force spouse, thank you for your continued love, support, and your spirit of adventure. I love you incandescently, always. And finally, to our EC Airmen, Commanders, and Chiefs, I'm excited, I'm humbled, and quite frankly, a little bit terrified. Over the course of my career, I've seen the force multiplying EC capabilities firsthand. And just a couple weeks ago, I started receiving a daily email that shows us where all of our EC airmen are on any given day around the globe. And on just this one day, our airmen were in West Africa, South America, Guam, the Middle East, France, Italy, Texas, just to name a few. It's ironic for me, as an admirer and consumer of the EC's exploits, that the first time I get to put on that patch and serve in this elite team is my first day in command. That would be daunting during normal times, never mind during the span of sweeping change for our Air Force, historic global volatility, and the must-win strategic competition for our nation. And all that said, I'm not worried one bit. With bold leaders like you and our unmatched EC airmen and families, there isn't a shred of doubt in my mind that we will succeed, new commander or not. So with that, let's go. Air power from the ground up. Thank you all, and I look forward to meeting and working with you all. Thank you.
At this time, General Snelson will receive his first salute as the Commander, United States Air Force Expeditionary Center. Mrs. Snelson, on behalf of the United States Air Force Expeditionary Center, please accept this small token of our appreciation. In keeping with Air Force tradition, we will conclude today's ceremony with the playing of the Air Force song. While it is customary for Air Force members to stand and sing, we invite all of our guests to join us in singing the Air Force song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please remain at your seats as the official party and distinguished guests depart. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. Please join us for a reception here in the hangar.